Back at the peaceful medical center, Dustin downed glass after glass of wine without stopping, trying to numb himself with alcohol. Although he was expressionless, inwardly he couldn't help feeling frustrated. Maybe he should finally let go of his past relationship and move on. "Doctor! Doctor!" Just as Dustin felt a little tipsy, a hurried knock was heard at the door. When he opened the doors, two beautiful young women were standing outside. One of them was dressed completely in white and looked like an angel from heaven. The aura she gave off was pure and innocent. The other woman was fully dressed in a black bodysuit that showed off her curves. She had prominent features that made her appear tough and masculine. However, she was bleeding profusely from the injury on her abdomen. Her face was drawn and pale from excessive blood loss. "Excuse me, is the doctor in? My friend is severely injured and needs immediate treatment," the woman in white said in distress. "I am the doctor, come in." Dustin showed them in. "Thank you so much. Claudia, let's go inside." The woman replied gratefully and turned to her friend, the woman in black. "Wait a minute. Sheila, I smell alcohol on him. He must be a drunkard, I don't trust this guy." Claudia Doyle furrowed her brows. "But you lost so much blood. If you don't receive treatment as soon as possible, you might die." Sheila Murray spoke with a worried expression. "It's fine, I can hang on a little longer until support arrives. Anyway, I'm not going to entrust my life into a drunkard's hands." Claudia gritted her teeth in determination. Her injury wasn't superficial. Even skilled doctors would have difficulty treating her injury, let alone a doctor who seemed to be drunk. "Sorry to interrupt, but will the support you mentioned arrive within 30 minutes? Dustin asked indifferently. "It's none of your business," Claudia retorted. "All right then, just letting you know. According to experience, with the amount of blood you lost, you will be dead in 30 minutes. Dustin gave Claudia a quick glance and came to a diagnosis. "Nonsense! Do you think I will be convinced by your threats? I am well acquainted with fraudsters like you," Claudia hissed. "It's up to you to believe it or not. However, if you are going to die, don't die at my doorstep. I don't want to have to clean up your mess." Dustin waved them away. "You dash!" Claudia's body jerked suddenly as she spat out a mouthful of blood. "Suit yourself." Dustin decided to close the door on them. "Wait! Please wait, sir, I apologize on behalf of Claudia for being disrespectful. Please don't hold it against her. However, you seem like a good person. I beg you, please save Claudia. We will definitely repay your kindness." Sheila stopped Dustin from closing the door. "Sheila, why are you begging him? Even if I die, I will not let him treat me," Claudia said stubbornly. "Lady, it's not that I'm not willing to save her. She's the one who refused to be treated by me. If she does survive this injury, you really need to get her brain checked. Maybe that's why she's being so retarded." Dustin shook his head. "You bastard!" Claudia clenched her jaw in anger. She tried to stand up to give Dustin a piece of her mind when she suddenly lost consciousness and fell to the ground in a heap. She might have fainted from Dustin's provocation instead of from her injuries. "Claudia?" Sheila anxiously tried to pull Claudia up from the ground, but she did not have the strength. She turned to Dustin and pleaded, "Please help Claudia, I'm begging you, I have the money to repay you. As long as you are willing to save her, I'll give you anything you ask for." Tears ran down her cheeks. Sheila was a pitiable sight. Dustin was weak to a woman's tears. He sighed and nodded. "All right, on account of your sincerity, I'll save her this time around." He grabbed Claudia's collar, lifted her like a sack of potatoes, and carelessly chucked her onto the bed. Sheila suspected that Dustin was paying Claudia back for her insolence earlier. "Mississippi, take off her clothes. I will stop the bleeding," Dustin instructed her. Sheila nodded eagerly. "Okay." In a few minutes, she had undressed Claudia, exposing her body completely. Dustin turned back and had the shock of his life. "Miss, I didn't mean for you to strip her naked. At least keep her underwear and bra on." "Huh?" Sheila blushed beet red and quickly put Claudia's underwear back on. She was too anxious just now and misunderstood Dustin's instructions. Thank goodness Claudia was unconscious. It would have been extremely awkward if she weren't. Dustin breathed a sigh of relief. Although he briefly caught sight of Claudia's figure, it was obvious that the woman lying on the bed had a curvaceous body. The superficial wound on Claudia's abdomen wasn't too serious. Dustin sewed her up and dressed the wound to prevent more blood loss. For her internal injuries, medication would be needed.